What is a shakalackin? Shaka-crackin'? Okay. So we are about to get this nonsense started. And I need to... Oh, that's right. I need to start looking for new headphones. Because the current ones are like almost falling apart. Falling apart, falling apart. So I'm guessing today there's going to be a fair bit of discussion in people's streams and blah blah regarding this new title system. So it's interesting. Interesting indeed. Monsieur Panaz, how goes it? How goes it? How goes it? Oh wait, what time is it? Okay, 12:50. Alright, alright. Well, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Yes, 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 we shall. Wow. What a way to start, just running right into specials. Jeez. What is a going down, peoples? So everybody getting their arena grinds on? Getting this nonsense done and over with? Monsieur Grimm, how goes it? How goes it? Yeah, you know, it's going all right for me. I was thinking to start later, and then I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna do these arenas anyway, so I may as well be streaming it. Done the arenas. Did you see the thing regarding the new progression level stuff that they're adding? Yeah. I like the progression level thing. I think is fine. The stuff that we're supposed to be able to get from it is great. I don't like the R3 requirement because up to now every other thing has always been you get this content complete, you get this title. All right, fair, good. Now this time they're saying you get this content complete and you do this with your roster. Now you get the title. I don't like that part, right? Where they're dictating what champion. I mean, no, they're not dictating what champions we rank, but they are dictating that we must rank a champion. I don't like that. Yeah. And the other thing I find a little bit interesting, which I didn't look at all of the posts on the, or all the threads on the post. Actually, let me bring it up in a second here. The one thing I find a little bit strange is that they're saying, okay, yeah, let me, because it's just going to be easier and rather than having to muddle through me trying to worded out. Let me show exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about, yeah. And the thing I don't like is, okay, so for me and a lot of, well, probably all of the endgame players, they already have all the requirements, so great, right? So none of us will complain because it doesn't affect us, right? So X6, free rewards. Okay, so Act 6 exploration, right? So Thronebreaker, it's there, done, right? So here's what I don't like. Just give me a second here to bring it up. And it's interesting because they've brought this up in two different places, and the wording is a little bit different. The meaning is the same. Browser. There we go. Okay. Let me expand that. All right. So please note, currently those who have mastered Act 6 have the title Thronebreaker. This title shall be changed to Breaker of Thrones. This title shall be changed to Breaker of Thrones. Once the other requirement is fulfilled, you will once again be bestowed with the weight and power of the Thronebreaker title. So what I don't like there, I've already achieved the title, right? I've met the requirements that were stated at the beginning of 6.4, right? I've explored all of Act 6. I have the Thronebreaker title. Now what they're doing, they're going back and saying, oh, no. We have a new condition. You no longer have Thronebreaker because we've added this new condition. Now for me, I've only completed it since May, so not that long. Other people have had it completed a lot longer, right? And so now what they're saying is, no, we're changing the conditions. We're going to give you a different title until you meet this new condition. I think that's bullshit. What I think, and I made a post about this, I think what they should do, leave me with Thronebreaker, and then introduce Breaker of Thrones as the new, on October 1st, it's a new title based on completing Act 6 and also having the R3. But leave me with my title, all right? I don't like that at all. And again, like I said, for me, and for a lot of other endgame players, it's going to be irrelevant. But if somebody has already explored Act 6, they've got the title, now on October 1st, that title is being taken away from them. And I think that's bullshit. So, because yeah, like, I mean, well, and the thing is too, right? Who's to say anything else in the game that we complete, they won't at some point decide, no, those requirements aren't sufficient. We've added a new requirement. Whatever it is that you did, you were awarded, we're going to remove that, and now you have to achieve these other things before you actually get those rewards. I don't like that one bit. One little bit. So that was my beginning rant, my opening rant. We'll see if I have a closing rant as well. But because I think most people in my position, they're not going to complain about it because really there's no effect on them, right? Come October 1st, they get the new, they retain their current title, and then they get the new rewards. So great. Monsieur Glisser, what is happening? What is happening? Are you in class currently, or are you done for the... I guess you wouldn't be done for the day. You're probably on lunch break? One thing I really do like about the new rewards with this title is that I'll no longer be getting GMC shards. I'll be getting Cavalier shards, which to be honest, I guess the way that works is it's you have the title, but then you get the crystal named the title below. So like, for example, if you're Cavalier, you get the Grandmaster crystals. If you're Grandmaster, you get the crystals below that or whatever. And now it's this, so Yeah. Yeah. So the R3 thing I don't like, just because it's, I mean, and I guess the thing is too, like change does happen, but I don't like it simply because how it is different from every other point where we've had these titles for progression. So that's why I don't like the R3 thing. And the other thing I don't like is how I said about the title that you've already achieved being taken away. So that's the two things I don't like. Yeah, Glisser, how's class going today? Learning lots? Oh, Glisser. So Grim used to be a chef. He did the culinary school. So maybe that could be somebody you could ask questions of at some point. Although I think Glisser just came, dropped his LOLO, and then is off to spread more happiness throughout the world. Oh, maybe not. He's still here. He's still here. You know, it's funny. So I've said before, like, why no longer spend money or no longer spend money on a regular basis in the game. And things like this, it doesn't make me want to rethink that whatsoever. What the hell? Why am I getting a matchup like this already? It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Actually, let's do this. Ay caramba. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Oh, duh. Oh, I know why I'm getting a match like this. Yeah, that makes sense. Oof, that doesn't make sense, though. Yeah, maybe I should just work my way from top to bottom. I'm trying to do it the same way as I do the 5 stars, even though by this point ooh, this is going to be a bunch of hits, isn't it? Yeah, not too bad. Okay. Yeah, I had been spending money on the unit deal for about 14 or 15 months, and then at the beginning of the summer, I was just like, well, because I guess it was after July, the beginning of July, because I was just like, basically, you know, I've got a ton of units anyways. The extra units you get from that offer is great. It's a good value, but I just was like, no, man, these decisions that this company is making, I just don't want to be giving them money. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably be spending something for the Cyber Weekend stuff. I did for July 4th. Well, actually, to be honest, for the Cyber Weekend, unless it's something substantial that's going to change anything on my account, I wouldn't. But as long as I can see like the possibility of adding, if it's got 6-star shards and blah blah blah, then okay. But outside of that, nah. I hadn't been buying like the one they came out with the other day, the rank 4 to 5 gem. I haven't bought that kind of stuff for a long time. Although that one I think was decent because you're picking your class, so there's not the randomness to it. Yeah. Yeah. So I did buy the sigil once. Not sure. It was who was in the feature at the time? Oh, I wanted some new mystics, and I think Longshot and Mojo were both in the feature, and that's when I bought it. I was trying to get a new Mystic at the time. I think I opened 6 of them, and I didn't get to any. I don't think I got any new champions at all, actually. I definitely didn't get any new Mystics. But yeah, that's the only time I bought the sigil. Other than that, the only times I've had the sigil was when it first came out and it was free, and then that one time when they had it free. The one time when they offered it for free, I'm pretty sure what happened there was they weren't seeing that many people utilizing it, and so they offered it for free so that people would get hooked on it, right? It's smart, but I don't know how well that worked out for them though. Yes, it was. Well, even to be honest though, even if I had gotten new Mystics, it still would have been a waste. Because all it would have done would it just saved me the 4K 5-star shards, right? So, I mean, obviously I bought everything else I could from the store that was of a benefit just to make it useful. But all of the stuff in the store is stuff you get regardless, right? So, yeah, I think the best value overall that they consistently have is the unit card. I think if you, for somebody who says, hey, you know what, I'm going to drop whatever amount of money on entertainment or this game, I think that's the best place to. No, you weren't. Don't lie. You weren't being sarcastic at all. I think that's the best place for them to put their money. Actually, no, okay, so I say the thing about the sigil being, like stuff you get in the game anyways, but if you're somebody who doesn't have, a ton of time, but likes the game and, wants to pick up stuff as you go and so on and so forth, then, yeah, I could see that being useful, right? Especially because you get the T4B, right? So let's say if you didn't have the time to grind the T4B Arena, for example, well, the sigil would be another way to obtain those, right? So. The energy card, yeah. Oh, well, the energy card is good, but if you're able to farm 536, you get a ton of energy there, and you can, like, if you're doing it as consistently as possible, you end up with energy and overflow. But I think the energy card, I think it's 10 refills, right? 10 of the max refills. So there's a petition on the forums to have them remove the R3 requirement. It would have been really interesting if they had, so rather than having the R3 as a requirement, if they had made it that you have to have explored Act 6. I think there would have been a lot more, well, and that's probably why they didn't do it, and did. I think there would have been a lot more backlash, because there's a ton of people who have done a once through of Act 6. They may have, done all of 6.1, or maybe all of 6.2 or whatever, but 6.3, 6.4, they've only gone through once. So if they had it, the requirement been exploration, where you have to have the entire thing 100%, there would have been a ton of pissed off people. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. What do you do if, let's say, you've gotten Act 6 done? Let's even say you've gotten the Abyss done, or once through the Abyss, right? And you have a few 6 stars, but one of two things: either you don't have any 6 stars that you feel are worth the resources, or you do, but you don't have the proper resources for them. So then what do? Do you go and rank 3 a shitty 6 star just to get that title? I mean, I think the sooner you have the title, the sooner you're able to benefit from the rewards in it. And to be honest, if you rank up one crappy 6 star, it's the biggest resource that you're wasting or using that you don't necessarily want to is the T5CC, right? Like the T2A, the T5B, the ISO, all of the other stuff, it's pretty easy to get, right, over time. The T5cc is going to take a little bit longer. But I mean, maybe with the title, it will help you get more T5cc over time. So, yeah. You know, it's kind of funny. I mean, I'm not angry. I just think it's kind of a little bit unfair. But if I wasn't meeting the requirements that are laid out now, I don't think I would feel any different. Like, just because it isn't directly affecting me, I can still see the unfairness of it. So that's one thing I don't like in life in general, right? Unless something affects someone directly, they don't have a problem with something. And I think people need to realize that, yeah, maybe it doesn't affect you directly, but the potential for it affecting you directly is. And even if it doesn't, it still affects other people. Man, I remember when Yondu, a little bit after Yondu was first out, I could not play against him at all, unless I had sound. I needed the sound for the triggers of the whistles. Yeah, so they were saying that the alternative to what they have done would have either been having having Act 6 100% complete, or after Chapter 2 of Act 7. But I have a feeling what's going to happen is Cyber Weekend. We're going to see a fair bit of T5cc to be purchased. So I think that's one thing. And then I think we're going to see, prior to that, we're going to see some offers with T5cc components. Because I think there's people with good champions, they don't have the T5cc. And hey, I can't blame the company. They've got to make decisions in order to make money. So that's fine. And I guess in all honesty too, they're not going to say, hey, we're doing this so we can increase our revenues. Of course they're going to come out, oh, well, the game has reached this point and blah, blah, blah. So, I guess I can just go at him. Got the rock stack, so even if he gets to his L3, it's not going to hurt me too badly. Yeah, but Act 7 won't be out prior to Cyber Monday, right? So, the incentive then for people to buy the stuff on Cyber Monday wouldn't be as great as it will be now. I think Act 7, which Act, I don't know, because the beta just closed, but I thought Act 7 was scheduled to be December-ish. Oh, maybe it will drop like right around Cyber Weekend. It'd be interesting to see. I was having a discussion with somebody the other day. I figure we will be able to take 6 stars to rank 4 by Christmas. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be 2020, but if not, I would say within the first week or two of 2021. And somebody else was saying, oh no, it's going to be a long ways off. No, we're pretty close to coming up on rank 4 6 stars. I'm not actually sure. I think for me, I think my first one will be Corvus Glaive. I mean, the only two that I could do is Corvus or Aegon. But I think I might see a bigger benefit out of Corvus than Aegon. That being said, if I had Abyss to do still, it would probably be Aegon. But as I don't... oh, congratulations, Brian. How you doing? Oh, you got Cavalier? Well, hey, now you got to become Thronebreaker. Get on it, man. Oh, dear. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we're going to see rank 4 6 stars early in the new year. And yeah, so Corvus for me will be my first R4 most likely. One, I just think, like, I'm always using him because I use him in AQ. Pretty much the only reason I wouldn't have him in AQ is if he's in war. So he's always being used. Now, because he's in Warrior AQ, I can't use him for quests. But if he wasn't in Warrior AQ, he would probably be used for a quest. And then on top of that, I will probably, I don't know if it will be the first time it's available, but one of the first times it's available, I will go for the Legends title, where I think that's going to be UC, Uncollected, and Cavalier. They have to do it in the fastest time. So an R4 Corvus, I think, is going to be extremely beneficial for that. The other champion that would be really good for that would probably be Ghost. And actually, she might be better, because I mean, Corvus, you need to be a bit picky of your paths, right? Because you want to get as many charges as you can. Whereas Ghost, you kind of just, go at it, right? So, but I think that would be my main reason for taking Corvus to rank 4, is to do the Legends run, the new Legends run stuff. Like I said, though, it's going to benefit me pretty much in everything else I do in the game. But that would be something right away. Mr. Spidey, how goes it? So you must be really happy about this new title, eh, Spidey? Mr. Man Falcon, how you doing? Oh, this is nice to see a bunch of people in chat today. Excellent. I mean, it's why I'm here, to chat. Ooh, who are you hoping for, Brian, as your third 6-star? Don't believe you in regards to what, Spidey? 6-star Corvus, Warlock, and Iceman, yeah. Yeah, that Cold Snap Frostbite damage from a 6-star Iceman would be pretty crazy. Really, eh? The 4-star. Interesting. So I was I looked through his synergies the other day, and I thought people were saying that he has something to make any mutant a Horseman of Apocalypse. But I didn't see anything saying that or suggesting that. The one thing I think is neat, and I haven't actually read it in his abilities, but again, just something I've seen people... Oh no, I did read it in his abilities. Where he can regen between fights. So like when you're not using him, and you're using other characters, he'll regen. I think that's really cool. Oh, you need to be awake for that though. Okay. So that's his awakened ability. Okay, that's kind of neat. Knocking out a non-robot. A non-robot, okay. Genetic. Heavy, special one. Ooh, he's got a lot of info, eh? Wow. So, the first one. Your fate is mine, impending storm. Yeah, I don't see anything saying that he... If this champion is a Horseman of Apocalypse, each can... Yeah, like that's in there all the time. But I don't see anything saying that Apocalypse converts. Yeah, Brian, I don't check profiles while I'm streaming. Incinerate debuffs. I don't see anything there where it says like that he makes all mutants. Maybe it's just in his regular abilities. You know what? I saw the thing regarding the discounted Cavalier crystals, and I was thinking that was going to take effect today, and I was like, oh wow, maybe I'll actually pick up some Cavalier crystals, but it doesn't take effect until the title's actually there. So, but yeah, I considering you can get both Professor X and Apocalypse, I am somewhat tempted, but I'm cheap, so I don't know. We'll see. Because they're out this week, and then they're also out, not twice this week, but again next week, right? Isn't that how it goes usually for the new ones? They come out the initial time when the champion first goes to the arena, and then again not long after or something. Harry Kingsraid. Oh, that's Brian Perkins. Ah, very good, very good. Well, Mr. Perkins, thank you for the raid. Thank you, thank you. Uh-oh, you're shaking your head. No, don't shake your head. Shake that booty. How'd the incursions go, Malvina and Brian? You guys pwned the noobs? Although I guess that's only applicable when you're playing against real people. So, Brian, has Malvin found his long-lost incursions partner in you? Wait, you weren't streaming that long today, were you, Brian? Because normally you're at it for a little bit longer, no? Mr. Lawrence Clark, how are you? I think I've seen you on other streams, Lawrence, but I don't think I've seen you here before, so... Hello, hello! So let's see if we get some chat going here. What do you guys think about the new progression title? Good, bad, ugly, unfair? Makes you want to open up a can of whoop ass? Whoop that ass. Yeah, there was an in-game mail and then there's a post on the forums, Melvin. They're adding, it's a little bit funny, so there's a title that's already obtainable if you explore Act 6, so if you do all of Act 6, there's a title called Thronebreaker. And they're now going to change it where that title will allow people to get some new rewards, new crystals, so on and so forth. But they're making it so that in order to get that title, so there's already requirements to get that title. Okay, let's go over this again. Let us have a look again, huh? So currently, to get the title of Thronebreaker, you have to explore Act 6. So get all of Act 6 done. But what they're doing, they're also going to make it where in order to get this title, they're basically changing the requirements to get the title. So they're going to change it so that to get the title, all you have to do is completion. So one run through Act 6. Good. And also you're going to need a 6-star at rank 3. So I don't like the fact that something that's in game that's actually relevant. They're changing the requirements for it, so I don't like that very much, and I don't like that the rank 3 requirement, because lots of people could have 6 stars, but nobody that they want to rank 3. Lots of people could have T5CC, but nobody to use it on, right? So that's not too cool. Yeah, well, but Lawrence, I mean, they are giving it's a week warning, right? Like they're giving us a warning, or they're giving us a heads up of a week, of 7 days, because it goes into effect on the 1st of October, which is next Wednesday. Next Wednesday or next Thursday? Next Thursday. So no, it isn't. Yeah, you know, I really don't like the idea that they're changing something that's already in effect, right? Like if they had said, you know, when Act 7 comes out, this will be a new title or whatever, but it's something that's existing in the game now, that's what I don't like. And they're changing, so here, let me show this again. Let's see here. This is the one part that I really don't like at all. So this was in the, let's see here. This was in the in-game mail. Maybe I need to make it a bit bigger on screen. There we go. Maybe that's a bit too big. Yeah, okay. So please note, currently those who have mastered Act 6 have the title Thronebreaker. This title shall be changed to Breaker of Thrones. Once the other requirement is fulfilled, you will once again be bestowed with the weight and power of the Thronebreaker title. So that I really don't like, right? Because it's you've met the requirements that they had already set out in game. Now what they're saying is, hey, you got that, but we're changing it. We're taking that away from you until you meet these new requirements. I don't like that at all. And to be honest, I just think that's wrong. So what I think, if anything, what they should do is say, okay, so if you have the title of Thronebreaker, great, you keep the title of Thronebreaker. We're going to add a new title called Breaker of Thrones. If you already have Thronebreaker and you've achieved everything required for that, plus the R3 requirement, you'll automatically get Breaker of Thrones. Yeah, I just don't think that's right. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm okay with the, like, yes, you've had the R3 for a long time. Somebody who just gets it gets the same stuff as you. I'm okay with that. But I don't like the R3 requirement, and I don't like that. Okay. So for me, I have Thronebreaker, and I've got 2 R3s, right? So come the 1st of October, I'm going to get the new title. Good, fine. But let's just say I didn't have the 2 R3s, right? Let's say I had no R3s. Right now, I've still got Thronebreaker, right? Because I've already achieved that. I've earned that title. But come the 1st of October, that title would be removed. And I don't like that at all. And I don't mean in the sense because of the rewards going to be attached to it. I just mean that I've achieved something in the game, and all of a sudden, because they've changed their parameters, I no longer have that achievement. I don't think that's cool. So to be honest, actually, out of anything they've said about this, that's what bothers me the most. Because even the R3 thing, I understand why people wouldn't like that. I don't care for that either, but I can accept that. Well, I mean, I have no choice but to accept it. But I can accept that. But the thing I really dislike is the removing the title. So, especially when you consider that title was gained by exploring, like doing all of Act 6, which 6.3 and 6.4, other than Abyss, is the hardest stuff in the game, right? So if you've gone, spent the resources and so on and so forth to do that, and then all of a sudden they remove, you know, something that shows that you've achieved that, I think that's really uncool. But the response on the forums to it is already pretty swift and pretty negative. Like, I think the thing's been out for 2 hours, and the last I looked, I think they're at 10 pages already. So I have a feeling something is going to change before the 1st of October. Either they're going to remove the R3 requirement. They might do where they leave the Thronebreaker title and just have a new one called Breaker of Thrones. So it's two completely separate things. But yeah, as stated initially, I don't think that's what's going to come to be on the 1st of October. Maybe it will, but it's just one of, like, there's been several times where they have made announcements, and then because of the amount of negative response, they have to kind of backtrack a little bit. And I really feel this is going to be one of those circumstances. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, there's not everybody is going to be on the same page for sure. Yeah, and I think anybody who already has an R3, I don't think they'll have a problem with that portion of it either, right? That will be probably more problematic for those who don't have an R3, and even worse for those who have several 6 stars, but nobody they want to rank 3, or they have a fair bit of T5CC, but nobody to use it on. I think those are the people that are really going to be stung by that. And I mean, of course, their reasoning is, you know, oh, well, the game is progressing and so on and so forth. Of course, that's going to be their reasoning. But in all honesty, what it is that the amount of people who are going through Act 6 is less than they expect, and they're probably not seeing the sales that they expected from T5CC offers. And so I think that's the end reason why they're doing this. It's to get people getting through Act 6 and to buy more of the T5CC offers. Because, like they have said in their post, that they would have had this as a title from Chapter 2 of Act 7. But they don't want to wait that long for that increase in revenue. Which, fair enough, they're a company, they need to be making money, so. But I don't think they should be doing it in sleazy ways. And unfortunately, if that's the only way you figure you can make money, I don't know how much longer you're going to have your profit-making system. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate too, because I mean, like, so Lawrence, if you've met the requirements, you have the R3 6-star. Somebody like myself, same boat, the endgame YouTubers, blah blah. None of them or us will be complaining about it, right? Because it doesn't hinder us at all. It's the people that are, you know, just on the cusp of that final requirement. Those are the people that are really going to feel it. And you know what? I guess to be, because like some people are saying, oh, it's not fair. Well, I mean, yeah, that's just reality, right? Not everything is fair. But I don't like the change up, right? Every other title in the game is based specifically on what have you completed in the game. And this one now it's been changed to what have you completed and what have you done with your roster. So. Yeah. I think they said there's a new arena crystal with it too, right? That could be interesting. So we'll have regular uncollected. Oh, and then I guess the Cavalier arena crystal. Okay. Oof. Wow, this Karnak is not messing around. Gotta get all serious up in here for a second, eh? Alright, this should do enough. If they had added Abyss as a requirement for this, there would have been a shitstorm. Oh, there would have been a shitstorm. Yeah, because if they had added the Abyss to it, a lot of endgame players would be pissed too, right? That being said, though, that would have been big incentive for. Well, the thing there though is because like you said, it's RNG, right? And a big part of that RNG is whether or not you have Aegon. I mean, obviously it can be done without, but at a much higher price. I've seen some speculation that Apocalypse might be good for. I don't know if it's that he'll be good for all of the Abyss or just certain parts of it. But if well, I guess what would have to happen? Oh, yeah. So I'm just thinking, like, if somebody gets him from the arena right now, that wouldn't leave enough time between obtaining him now and like being able to do a Path of Abyss, put out how he worked, so that the next round, like if he did really well for one Path of Abyss, the next round for him could be crazy high. Yeah. Yeah, no, 6-star Aegon was pretty good for that. I will be right back. Something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. And you may rejoice, for I have returned. Do you think that the 6-star made that big of a difference over a 5-star Aegon? I guess it would depend what rank of 6-star though too. Yeah, I suppose, because he would hit a little bit harder. He would have a little bit more health. Then yes, adrenaline would. Although for the most part, though, if you were actually activating adrenaline, the amount of I don't know, the amount of damage that you'd be taking. Because I don't think that would have been a factor at all for the collector. Other fights for sure, like if you took a hit or two, but any specials would pretty much, you'd be pretty close. Yeah, that's true. That's true. How are you finding it on Master Grim? I think I still have... Oh, I need to check because level up is on. I need to check and see if there's any class advancement going as well. Yeah. How are you finding Master Mode, Grim? Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, I had the 6-star for quite a while, unduped, and then I figured I would get Act 6 done, and yeah, there'd be the Nexus, the Awakening Gem, those were the two main things, and I figured, well, that's two opportunities for the 6-star Aegon, so I'll get Act 6 done before I even contemplate Abyss. And then when I finished Act 6, I got lucky. I got the 6-star Skill Awakening Gem and a Skill T5CC, so it worked out really well for me. Grim, do you have Ghost, even as a 4-star? I used Heimdall for the first Path Lords. I really didn't find him that beneficial. So the first, and for the Collector, so I had him for the first one. It took me 17 revives, and then every fight of the Collector afterward, I didn't have Heimdall, and it was less revives. Now, I mean, that's also because I knew what to expect for the fight. And then I was also changing up masteries, so there are other factors, but for definitely for the first run, I didn't find Heimdall to be that useful. Oh, nice. Wow, that really worked out for you then, eh? So you use the 5-star to do the initial clear, and then it's the 6 to do the rest of it. Okay. Yeah, and I think there's some people that have done the Collector in 5 revives. I don't know what their whole team was, though. Yeah, I think in total for the whole thing, I think the Collector ended up costing me just under 5,000 units, which actually ends up being about 1/5 of the entire Abyss. Oh, really? Really, man? No, at least not the L2. Good lord. I think so. Grim. I only used Ghost. I think there was once or twice where I used my whole team, but for the most part it was just Ghost. But I think that most techs are supposed to be good for him. I think Warlock's supposed to be pretty good. Starkey's supposed to be pretty good. Although there was somebody who tried Starkey and they were like, no, it didn't work for them at all. So. So long as you have some decent techs, you should be okay for it. I found the worst boss in that whole thing to be magic, and it serves me right because there was somebody complaining about the magic boss, and I'm like, well, as long as you can stun her and bleed her, she's gonna be easy. And then I got to her, I'm like, oh, well, no, not necessarily. But as soon as I had said that, if you can bleed and stun her, she's gonna be easy. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna eat those words, aren't I? Oh, that sucks, Grim. Yeah, Lawrence, if you're good with Quake, that's definitely an option. If you're not good with Quake, it's not a very good option. I found Blade to be pretty the best for me. And then I did, because there was the Science Combat. So I did it one time with Gladiator Hulk, and that was not bad either. Or Hulk Ragnarok. I was expecting Professor X to be difficult, actually. And then I found him really easy and quick with Hyperion. But no, as soon as I said to the person, oh, magics can't be that difficult, as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I was like, you know what? She's going to be the hardest one for me. Yeah, I hardly ever have Quake on my team. The only time I actually used Quake was for Mordo in 6-2. That was the most I've ever used Quake. Initially, I was going to use Void. I used Void once or twice for him. And then I think I tried Quake once as an R4, and I'm like, oh, this actually doesn't work out too badly at all. And then I ended up taking her to R5. I took her to R5 because, well, for the Mordo. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to use her. But once that Mordo part was done, I haven't used Quake since. And so far for me, I think that's actually the only fight for anything I've done in this game where Quake was the best option considering who else I had. That's not bad, Grim. Not bad at all. Yeah, I'm going to have to tackle Variant 5 soon because I got a bunch of... the options, I guess, are either to do Variant 5 or to wait for the next Cavalier for the next month's event quest. Because I got a bunch of revives that are going to... Well, I got a few that are going to expire in about a week or so. There's no level up event on? Oh, maybe I misread it. You know, at my age, I misread a lot. No, there's a level up. Yeah, it's still got 12 hours, so. Meet an arena battle. Okay, so I don't need to worry about who to level up because there's no class advancement currently. Alright. You know, every time I do this, when I go through looking for the champs, yeah, no, I don't use Quake. When I go through looking for the champs to have on the Synergy team, I'm always like, why do I do this? It's such a waste of time. And yet, here I am. Oh, I don't know. Well, yeah, you've got to be, because I think there was, I don't know if it was this. So for the September update, there was the regular monthly update, and I think there was a little one after that. Alternatively, maybe you might just need to restart your game. Oh yeah, no, the level up one's been on for a while, actually. Yeah, so there's like, what, 175 champions in the game, Lawrence? So I'm pretty sure different people prefer different champions. No, it's 150 something, right? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, where did the music go? Ah, there it is. Oh, I thought that the rewards were different, Billy. I didn't realize that the actual events you would see. That's interesting. That's interesting. And how goes it, Billy? Maybe I should have started off with how goes it, Billy. I wonder if that's gonna end up taxing their back end. I mean, that's up to preference, right, Lawrence? Because if you're not good with Quake, she's definitely not the best champion in the game. Like, for example, probably one of the best players in the game is BG, or one of the best, probably one of the most methodical, and he doesn't use Quake, right? So, actually, I don't know if I think Legacy is recently. Quake wasn't on the leaderboard for any of the Summoner Showdown stuff. I don't know if MSD does. KT1 does. I mean, he's really good with her. So, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of it would depend on who you are good with in particular. I don't know which one would be best to use against. Okay, let's try that. Let's see. Yeah, no. Like I said, there's tons of people that are good with her. There's a lot of people that aren't. So, I think I don't know if you could really. I don't think there's a singular best champ. There's probably like a handful, 10, maybe 15 that are, depending on the circumstances, could all be considered number one. So. Yeah, or I could just use the other champions I have and not spend the time learning Quake, right? So, like I said, of everything I've done in the game so far, there's only been one fight where I found her to... And to be honest, if I had the patience, I would have been able to do it with Void, but I figured Quake would have been fast, and she was faster for that Mordo in 6.2. She would have been good for... the Darkhawk in 6.4. I used her once there, but I ended up finding that other champions worked out better for me for that. I think apparently Magneto's supposed to be really good for that one now. Cool. Oh, there were some people pretty... Well, there were people pretty quick that were... Oh, wait. Quake or Ghost? Yeah. There were some people pretty early on that were using Quake, and they they got banned because they were using it properly. Oh, dear. But I think what ended up happening there was they got banned because they were cheating. And then I think they provided evidence to Kabam to show that they weren't. They were playing the character properly. And I think they ended up getting compensated because of the wrongful ban. Oh, dear. So how you been, Billy D? What is new and exciting for you? What do you think about the different events running depending on your level or your progression level in the game. Ooh, 2 Symbiote Supremes. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you do die with her if you get hit. So, I mean, if you make a mistake or the game glitches or so on and so forth. But if everything is going optimal and you're proficient with her, then yeah, you shouldn't be getting hit at all. What the heck just happened there, bro? Bro. Yeah, it's getting cool here. Not wet, but getting cool. So by lighting the fire, is that like a fireplace or furnace? Yeah, Lawrence, there's quite a few people actually that have done that, where they record their hand movements when playing Quake. But I think it comes down to, it's one of those things, right? You can see someone else doing it, but until you get it yourself, it just doesn't work for you. Because there's what's the guy's name? J-Rock. I think that's how he actually plays, right? He has his face cam and he has a camera on his hands, like the whole time. Cool. Well, hopefully it's able to help more people too. Who's it gonna use? Still, oh, okay. So does that end up heating like the whole house? Or just that specific section? Dear, maybe this wasn't the best. Okay. Oof, holy lord. Okay, I know Mordo isn't necessarily a powerhouse, but my goodness, come on. He should be doing more damage than that. Oh, did I just get hit? Yes, I did. Wow. Well then. Alright. Oh, really? I should have checked to see if this was an awakened Nick. Although, I mean, I would have still been using Wolverine either way. Yeah, usually when I'm streaming, he's the only one who's on when I'm done. So I figure why not? Well, there's sometimes there's somebody like a more established YouTuber, but I would, considering I don't have many subs to begin with, I prefer to raid somebody kind of in the same boat. I don't know. I think that'd be a good way for people who are starting YouTube with smaller subscriber bases, kind of to grow each other. If for the most part they, oh lord, or we raid each other. I mean, I get why a smaller YouTuber would want to raid a bigger one, because it gives them exposure, and then so then the people in that bigger YouTuber's channel will likely check out the person who raided, and then that's possibly more viewers for them later on. So. But I gotta say, man, Mr. Perkins has been growing pretty quickly. I think out of anyone I know doing MCOC YouTubing, he's got to be the fastest growing one. Yeah. What time is it for you, Billy? About 9 p.m.? Yeah. Well, that's why I said 9 p.m. Grim, because I was like, wait, it's 9 p.m.-ish for Grim, so it must be the same for Billy. So where do you live, Lawrence? Oh, so yeah, so I was saying earlier, I wonder if they're going to have different solo events running dependent on the progression level of accounts. I'm wondering if that's going to be a kind of taxing on the system, and we could end up seeing more lag and more of the the little red icon. Although I don't think we could see the little red icon any more than we already do. I mean, that's pretty consistent as is. You just did type sarcasm. What do you mean you can't type sarcasm? uh, oh, Larry is that storm system, right? There was a storm system that was looking like it was going to hit Atlantic Canada, but it ended up like just basically, I think it was downgraded, but it also kind of swerved so it didn't make landfall. But it was not looking pretty. Oof. Not pretty at all. So where do you live, Lawrence? Oh, we could add some void on void action. Oh, you're in the UK as well. Okay. Oh, I guess that makes sense because yeah, this would be your early late evening. So, okay. Yeah, the UK seems to have quite a few MCOC people. You might be a different nationality, but you're still in the same area, general area. Hey, but in all fairness, Ireland is apparently the best place. The goodest country in the world. So if you have a wood burning stove or fireplace, you have to buy the wood, right? Like you can't obtain the wood, like go somewhere chop down a tree. My grandparents in Ontario used to have a cabin. Well, it was quite a ways from any big city, but a cabin about half an hour away from the next town, or the smallest town. And yeah, like once a year, my grandfather would chop down a tree, and that would be the firewood for the winter, basically. Ah, okay. Yeah, so it isn't something you can obtain yourself, really. Okay. Well, I guess you are if you're buying it, but you know what I mean. Like you can't just go chop down a tree for your firewood. Dude, this dude is like evading everything. Everything. Ah, okay. So then, if you were getting the free wood, that would have just been like you wouldn't have been uh, like that would have been remnants from whatever cleanup and like if they had to dispose of a tree and so on and so forth, right? Like you wouldn't be able yourself to go and process a tree. Hmm. Oh yeah, I think you're right about that storm name, Grim. I think it was Teddy. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose the only place, well, I don't know about for you guys, but over in Canada, anyways, the only place where you could actually do what you want with like around your property is if you're on a farm or like in the woods. But if you're in the city, yeah, you ain't doing shit with anything on your property. So I'm hoping that we end up with Mystic Advancement, because I have a couple Mystics I want to take to R2 in order to take them to R3, just because I got a ton of T1A I want to get through. And I got a bunch of 6 stars I need to rank at some point too. But yeah, Sorcerer Supreme. I need to get to rank 3. And also I have too many T4CC that are Mystic as well. I need to get through some of those. And then Mojo, who I want to rank. Ooh, no, I don't think I want to rank for him. What the heck? I thought I had 2 Mystics to rank 3. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. Well, 1. Do I have anyone else to rank 3 at all? No. Okay. I don't think I have any other champs at all to, oh no, I might have any other Cosmic that's at R2 possibly. No. Oh dear. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, but that means I gotta open T4CC. Well, maybe I'm gonna have to open some of these Cav crystals in search of new champions. Oh boy, because I don't have anybody at R2. Nope. No, I don't think science. I don't have anybody. Nope. Nope. Wait, that's to go to R4, right? Yeah. You play darts, Billy? Wow, yeah. Oof. This is I mean, I guess the other option would be to sell the T1A. Oy, I really don't want to do that. But yeah. And I mean, that's so the biggest portion of the T1A that I got was maybe last month or something. There was some time when there was an extra tab in the store. I don't remember which one it was, but anyway, it was one of them. I had purchased mostly items in it, and then it got down to like a couple days before the store was going to go, and I still had a fair bit of the currency, and the only thing useful in there was T1A, so I bought a bunch of those. And ever since then, I've been trying to find ways to use them. Those who have a shocking past. Jeez, I didn't even realize I was doing another of those. And I think I want the third one now. Let's see here. Let us see. Okay. FAQ still it's not done yet. Yeah, so we want shoot. I think. Whatever. Let me see if there's anything good from that level. I might be getting keys for things I can't use or don't need. As long as there's T4B here, I'm good. Okay. Nope. Oh, crap. It's only the T. Okay, yes, there's a T4B. Good. Although I need 2 keys. Okay, another T4B. Okay, 1 key. Okay. So I can grab that one right now, right? Yeah. Alright. And then... So that's 1, which I'm going to use. Then another 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I need 3 of these keys in order to get all the T4B from here. Alright. Let's see. Ugh, no, I don't want to use this team though. So Lawrence, you haven't had a British passport. So what passport do you have? Let's put the 2 of them there. Actually, no, not Qualis. Not Qualis. Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. Okay, so that's Southern Ireland, right? Because Northern Ireland would still be a British passport, correct? Wasn't Seaton intending to move to California or to somewhere in the States at one point? Iron Fist. I think he had made a video about that at one point, saying that that was his goal, was to move to the U.S. What do you call it, Lawrence? Oh yeah, I guess it wouldn't really be North. Well, call it Northern Ireland. Yeah. Oh, is it just Ireland? If it's not Northern Ireland, it's just considered Ireland? Well, he had gone, so he had done NYCC, but then he had gone to California and stayed with a friend in California. And I think it was prior to that where he was talking about wanting to live there. Something like that. But, I mean, I think California, I mean, it's a pretty diverse state. But it's, like, compared to the weather you'll get in other places, it's pretty nice. So I could understand that. Although, the only place I've been in California is San Francisco. Although I liked it while I was there. Yeah, well, I mean, he's bought a house. He's married, well, not married, but like a girlfriend for a while, so. Although it's kind of funny, so after the election in 2016, apparently the amount of Americans trying to move to Canada increased by quite a bit. All right, let me get these 5 stars on the go. On the go, on the go. Yeah, I've never really watched Seaton much. When I first started, and I started playing the game, and I would just type in MCOC into YouTube, like his channel would come up. So then I would like click on the links. But now, like now that I know of specific YouTubers or whatever, I'll usually look up somebody in particular as opposed to just a general MCOC search. So, but I gotta give it to the guy. He's quite entertaining. Actually, I need to decide if I'm going to renew my British passport in when it expires. I mean, it doesn't expire for a couple years yet, but I'm not sure if I will renew it. I got it initially because I was thinking that I would go work somewhere in the EU. And actually, ever since I've had the British passport, I've only passed through. Like I actually haven't traveled anywhere in particular in Europe. So he was pretty much like the first MCOC YouTuber, though, right? Yeah, KT. The only thing with KT1, he's not as flashy as Seaton, right? Like Seaton's more entertaining. They're both informative, but I think KT1 is like a more technical information kind of, if that makes sense. But the production value of Seaton's is much higher, I think. Kind of like Monash, right? Like his videos are pretty much just the gameplay and him with the voiceover, so it's informative, but it's not flashy to watch necessarily. So I think I think a lot of people used to watch Prof Off, like because of the deals or whatever. But I think when it came to actual relevant information in regards to the game, I think over time people have come to realize that's not the place to go. Yeah, tier lists are because it's subjective, right? Like it's kind of depending on what you. There was one time when Legacy had a tier list, and he made a video, and several times in the video he said this is his opinion of the ranking of the characters. And majority of the comments were like, "Dude, you're wrong. That champion's not number 4. That's blah blah." It's like, dude, this is what he thinks. So prior to me doing YouTube videos, the only MCOC YouTuber I was subscribed to was Lakers Bodyguard. And now that I'm doing the stuff myself, I'm subscribed to a bunch of between like, like starting out YouTubers to probably people around 1-2K. Anything more than that, I'm not too interested. Like not interested. It's not so much their content, but I'm subscribed to the YouTubers more so just to see if they're online when I'm done my stream, just to raid them. So. Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean, we have our content people that we prefer and some that we don't, so that's fine. Yeah, I have no issue with him in a personal sense. It was just last year, I was around this kind of time last year. There were some videos that he was putting out that I don't know if it was intentional or just not researched well enough, but where the information was wrong. At the time, I was thinking it was intentionally wrong, and so I had an issue with that. But I think maybe it wasn't intentional. It was just a matter of just wanting to get the stuff out there and not being able to vet the information properly. The one thing I have to give him credit for, though, is I think to go from what he had started with, with not like anyone else, I guess, right? Like with obviously not many subscribers and stuff, and to amass so many subscribers over such a small period of time, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's one thing too, right? Like if you make a video today, okay, so let's say, for example, this Thronebreaker thing, right? So let's say somebody makes a video today talking about, the R3 requirement, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And then before the 1st of October, Kabam changes the requirements, right? So then the video made today is no longer accurate, but that's not because the person did that on purpose. They went with the information that they had at hand at that time, right? And then over time that information has changed. So my thing was, so there was one in particular. One was in regards to Kabam's revenues during Cyber Weekend of last year. They were the largest or the highest grossing mobile game. There were some specific parameters where they were the number one. But in his video, what he was saying was that they made, how did it go? I can't remember what it was, but okay, I think there was like 57 million. Oh, that's what it was. The industry brought in 57 million. And Kabam had a percentage of that. But he was portraying it as though Kabam brought in that entire amount. And the reason why I felt that he was intentionally doing that was because several times he had said that he's a professor of economics. So if you have experience or expertise in economics, you understand the difference between an industry's revenue as opposed to being a percentage of that. So, I mean, it could have been a mistake. I just didn't feel that if you're have a good understanding of that area, that is a mistake that would be made. But yeah, no, I definitely don't have an issue. Like if he says, a deal is great or bad or whatever, like that's how he looks at it. And at the end of the day, that's completely up to whoever is spending the money, whether or not it's good or bad. So. Oh yeah, no. So that was the first time. Because up until that time, I would watch his reviews just to see, to see what somebody values, whatever it is. So he said several different things. Like it was economics, multimedia, journalism. So yeah. And then if you go on the Ohio State University's site, what he is listed as is different as well. So yeah. So are you back to arenas yet, Grim, or are you still taking a break? Oh, what did you teach, Lawrence? I worked as a teacher for a while, but I realized it was not for me. My mom was a teacher for 35 years. Then I did some adult education. You know what the messed up thing is? So the adult education I did was in the medical field and then also in education. So like instructing teachers on different things. For the most part, so like you'll see a teacher in a classroom with kids, right? They'll be like, no talking when I'm talking, take your cap off, blah, blah, all this kind of stuff. Teachers are worse than their students. Oh, man. So I'd be there trying to give the instruction, and you'd see the teachers, having their own conversations about stuff and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, why don't you just wait until I'm done? And then once you guys got to do what you got to do, then absolutely go and, have your private conversations and stuff. But while somebody's, trying to give everybody instruction, just wait a few minutes. Okay. Was there a specific subject that you preferred teaching over others? I don't know. Are you badly behaved? Well, if you're taking instruction from somebody who's providing a seminar, and you're talking to your colleagues as the instructor is talking, then yes, you're badly behaved. You know what was funny was do it when I was working in the medical field and having to give training for their electronic health records. So nurses and like ward clerks and records people, they were fine, right? We would be in our sessions, they would ask questions, blah, blah. For whatever reason, almost every time it was a doctor, they would be telling me the way the system should work. And I would simply tell them, well, hey, you can, you're absolutely free to develop your own electronic health system and run it the way you want. But yeah, like everybody else, the nurses, the ward clerks, the health records technicians, they'd be, okay, so this is how it works. How do I do this? How do I do that? Good, good. But the doctors would always, oh no, this should be that. That should be that. I'm like, oh, well. Although, to be fair, it was the older doctors. The younger doctors were pretty receptive to the information that was being given. So who's this Larry y'all are speaking of? Okay. Yeah, MCOC is just one of the titles that Kabam produces. But yeah, I think it is their biggest one. I'm quite interested, actually. I don't know if I will play MROC, but I am quite interested to see how well it does. And I'm also interested to see, depending on how that launches, like within the first maybe 3 months, so like the first quarter that they're operating, to see if after that, if we see a lot more happening in MCOC, or if we see a lot of neglect in MCOC. Because I think MROC is not looking like it's going to be a cash cow for them. I think they're going to start paying a lot more attention to MCOC. Were any of you guys on BG's stream last night when he was talking about the the founder of Blizzard Entertainment, who has left Blizzard and now is starting his own company? Or another of his own companies, I guess? Who's RTM? Do you think people that like MCOC, like because of the gameplay, do you think that they will like the gameplay in MROC? Oh, okay. Although, I mean, I think there's a lot of people that would buy a device specifically to play a game. So, I mean, that is possible. It might be expensive, but it's a hobby, I guess. Well, to be fair, the current phone I have, I would still have the iPhone 6 if not for a while. So when the contract had run out on this phone, I was eligible for a new phone. If not for wanting to do a Legends run at the time, I would still be on the iPhone 6 because it was doing everything else I needed. This is another thing I do that's a big waste of time. When I start the 6-star and 5 stars, I always try to use my lowest 5 stars up to a certain point. And then so I'm like going through the roster and looking for ones that aren't part of synergy teams. And yeah, it's such a time sink. Yeah, Grim, I don't know if I'll download it either, to be honest. Like, I didn't seek out MCOC. Actually, no. So there's only 3 mobile games I've played, and none of them were like that I look for. And when I initially, I think Grim, I've told you before, but when I initially started playing MCOC, it was because I figured my nephew would get into it. And then he downloaded it, he played it, but he lost interest in it pretty quick. And yet here I am 4 years later. Because at the time he was like really into superheroes and stuff, and Spider-Man and Iron Man and stuff like those were all his favorite characters or whatever. So yeah. I played Clash of Clans hardcore for a while, for probably like 2 years, and then it wasn't even intentional. I just stopped playing it. I just happened not to log in for a couple days, and just afterward had no desire to log into it. Bro. There we go. Oh, nice. Did the... Okay, so he's going to have to wait until the first week or so in October to find out if he was successful. What do you think the times are going to be like for when they come out with the new Legends thing in the new year? Where you have to do Uncollected and Cavalier. Do you think it's still going to be in the 3-hour range, or do you think it's going to be substantially more? Okay. No, well, because the thing is, like, I saw the game on the App Store, and like, I mean, I see lots of games on the App Store, but none of them do I have any interest. And so at the time, like, I lived in a different part of Canada than my brother and his family, right? So, and my nephew and niece were coming of the age where I could actually communicate with them, like, you know, like have a conversation and stuff, right? And for my nephew, he was into the superhero genre. So I figured, oh, well, this would be something, you know, I could be where I am in Canada, and he can be here, and we could be playing the game, right? And chit-chat about the game or whatever. So that's why I downloaded it, and it's like, okay, so this is that, and so on and so forth. And then I went back home, and I started playing it myself, and I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. And then and it was about a year later when I moved here, and I was still playing. I wasn't. I was playing pretty much just to kill time, not because like of an alliance or trying to progress or anything like that. And I asked him if he was still playing. He's like, oh, sometimes. And I'm like, what do you mean sometimes? And then yeah, so he doesn't play anymore at all. And here I am. Here I am. Let's see, Cavalier. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about Cavalier is just the time it takes. Yeah, Heroic and Master I auto fight. Well, Heroic I don't do anymore. So Master I auto fight. Uncollected, I think I can auto fight the first 2 chapters, and then some of it I would have to. The bosses for Uncollected I would have to manually fight, but most of the paths I can auto fight. But I think the auto fighting would really depend on the champions you have available, though. Yeah, so I mean, if that's the case, Lawrence, for Cavalier, where you're going to need to, you know, make sure you've got the right counters, that will add time, like just in changing up a team, right? So, but I don't know if you were here earlier, but we were talking about like how soon it's looking for R4 6 stars. I think it's going to be either around Christmas, like through the gifting event, you'll be able to get the stuff, or basic when Act 7 is out, which I think is supposed to be December or January, something like that. I don't think they've actually said a specific date. I think for me, my first R4 will be Corvus, though. Currently, the only two that I could do would be Corvus or Aegon. With Abyss being done, Aegon would not be the priority. I mean, he's probably going to be good for parts of or all of Act 7, but I don't think I'll take him to R4. Oh, maybe though. I mean, I do have a skilled T5CC, so if that's a requirement, then I already got part of it. So actually, let's take a look at what the requirements are for R4s. Yeah, I mean, I think anything new, it's the people with the massive accounts that are going to be the first to accomplish something, right? So, yeah, that's not going to be any different than normal. Oy. You know, I'm kind of wondering, Grim, if some of the things they're doing is because if they're hurting, I guess we'll see come Cyber Weekend, right? If their numbers are comparable to what they did last year, then maybe, you know, nothing's really changed. But if their numbers are substantially different than last year, maybe a lot of the decisions that they're making currently is because they're seeing a decrease in revenues. So you have a 6-star Corvus Glaive, Grim? Oh, it's a 5-star. Okay. Yep. Yeah. And after the first little bit of the new Legends title being out, free-to-play players will be able to obtain it as well for a couple of reasons. One, they would have had more time to obtain higher level champions, and two, the whales who can do it right away would have already gotten the title and won't have the incentive to do it as much. Although, I mean, you could end up with people like Legacy who feel that they want to run for a Legends multiple times, right? So that could be, but I don't think you'll see that many people doing that. So, especially when you consider that you're going to have to, you know, you're going to have the energy refills up front. You're probably going to want boosts and stuff, so it's a little bit costly, right? Okay, yeah. So the T5CC, I've already got one of. I don't have any Cosmic T5CC. Oh wow, T5B is still going to be relevant. So you're going to need T6B, T3A, and those two don't exist in the game at all. So yeah, I'm expecting with the introduction of Act 7, between Christmas, that we're going to see the ability to obtain the T6B and the T3A. So yeah. Wow. So I might be. I think the items will be available. I don't know if we'll be able to get enough to take them to R4 though. Oh, and it doesn't tell me how many catalysts I have for the... oh, wow. So yeah, the only one that I'm even going to be close to is going to be Aegon. But I don't think if I get the resources to do Aegon, I don't think I would do him right away. So let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm nowhere close on the Cosmic. Oh, dear. I really need some 6-star mutants. Holy crap. Wow. Hey, now what would you guys do? Okay, yeah, no, I guess it's not going to be an issue because I'm not going to R4 Aegon. Oh, unless Act 7 comes out and it looks like he is the go-to, then I would be considering it. Okay, so yeah, let's say Act 6 is out. Aegon is the best option. What would you guys do? Would you R4 Aegon with what's required and then the one more skill T5CC? Or would you take Nick Fury to R3 and delay taking Aegon to R4? And I mean, as far as the awakening goes, I could awaken Nick Fury if need be. So, I mean, obviously I'll wait and see if Act 7 has a 6-star awakening gem, and then if there's potential to get it as a skill. Delay Aegon? Okay. Even if he's looking like he's the best option for Act 7? Huh. Well, yeah, I think... the stream's going to go for a couple more minutes and then... okay, actually, no. Let's get up to 650 at least. So Grim, are you saying that because you think that it's worthwhile getting Nick to R3, or just because you don't think that the difference between an R3 and an R4 Aegon would be worth it right away? Okay. Although that being said, that is kind of what I would be leaning toward as well, Grim. Not taking Aegon to R4 right away, but bringing up Nick first. Although for the most part, I would prefer to have another class as R3 before taking Nick to R3, just so that I don't have two skill champions out there. That being said, yes, Nick and Aegon are very good skill champions, but... And what about Cosmics? Do you think that Captain Marvel would be... Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking at, what it is from R1 to R2, R2 to R3, so if it's still comparable from R3 to R4, right, I don't think you're going to see a huge jump from R3 to R4. So, I mean, it is possible, but I think it's still going to be relatively in line to what we've already seen. Because R3s are supposed to be a little bit better than a maxed 5-star, right? So R4 will be the first time where it is far above and beyond a max 5-star. Yeah, I think we're going to see them... Yeah, no, nor would I. For about a year and a half now. For the most... Well, I don't participate in their betas. I'll go on the beta just to open crystals, but I'm not going to play in the beta. And then when they post stuff on the forums about upcoming things, I may read it, but until it's in-game, I don't care, because there's too many times where they're saying this and that or the next thing, and that's not what actually comes to fruition. So, yeah, they could. They absolutely could. Which wouldn't surprise me one bit. That's what I was saying though earlier, right? I'm interested to see the first quarter of MROC being available. What ends up happening in MCOC? Because I think if MROC doesn't look as profitable, I think we're going to see quite a bit of changes in MCOC. Yeah, and then even after it's live, things can still happen. I mean, like look at the Thronebreaker title, right? The requirements to obtain that are currently one thing. In a week, the requirements are going to be something different. So, but I think we should feel more secure about things being stable once it's live, as opposed to prior to that. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot. Oh, and that's another thing too, right? Is that I think with the introduction of the new title, they said there's going to be a new gold crystal as well. So we'll be moving from the uncollected. Well, I'm guessing it's basically just going to be moving things from uncollected to Cavalier titles. So we're going to have a Cavalier Arena crystal. We'll probably have the Cavalier Gold crystal, and so on and so forth. I don't think. I think next month will be interesting to see content-wise how much we have. It definitely won't be like what we've had this month. But I think we're going to see the event quest, probably a side. Maybe. Yeah, probably a side quest. And I don't know if there'll be much more. I mean, the showdown tournament will be wrapping up. Yeah, and then November. Yeah, so probably October, November, we probably won't see. Oh, November we might see another Vision offer, or maybe they'll come out with a new champion, because they usually come out with something just before July 4th or just before the Cyber Monday stuff. Makes sense. I mean, a way to drain the units so that people need to buy the units for the Cyber Weekend time frame. $10 million from R3 to R4. Probably close. Probably in the range of 5 million. Oh wait, just to go from R4 or R3 to R4? I don't know. It's going to be a lot though. Yeah, but with the ISO, they've come out with that new tier of ISO. So as far as the ISO use goes, it will be more, but it will be kind of in line with what it currently costs. If you're saving that high-end ISO anyways. Yeah. Mr. Pa, how you doing? How goes it? All right. Is that what you're working on currently, Lawrence? Is that why you're QQing about it? Okay. all right. Well, that is it for my contribution to this stream as far as gameplay goes. Can hang out for a bit, shoot the shit if y'all want. Let's see who else is streaming though. There we go. Oh, did he get Apocalypse? Why, thank you. Thank you very much. So, we'll head over to Monsieur Enzo with As Per Normal. We'll fire it up, and there's the URL for his stream. So, Mr. Lawrence, thanks for coming by. It's good to chat with you. Mr. Billy D, haven't seen you for a while. It's good to have you here. Mr. Paul, you're at the end, but good to see you as well. Glisser, Melvin, and everyone else that I may have missed. You can call me out for missing you on the next stream. But yeah, thanks for coming, hanging out, and keeping me company. Have a good one, guys. Catch you later.